Hi. I was just having a couple thoughts as I was driving, and I'm parked now, a little bit before my yoga class, and I just wanted to make a post. I was just thinking of like how I tend to feel a lot of moments with just a little bit of sadness. And, for most of my life, psychiatrists wanted to say, you have depression, you have anxiety. But it's more than that. I think I recognized something in myself that I just didn't know the name for it until now. When you know you're different. When we're kids, we're called sensitive or crybabies or whatever. And, I've gone from that highly sensitive, reactive person to now someone who's just, everything's just slowing down. And I think the reason I'm sad is because I feel my limitations. Feel my limitations greatly. I think in my mind there's the woman I want to be or think I could be or wish I was, and then there's the physical limitations. Yep. Yeah. And I'm going to be 49 soon, and I'm just kind of feeling sad. Feeling like I should have lived more of a life in my 20s. And I have 2 kids, and they're going to be 10 and 6, and it's crazy to be at my age having kids that are not even teenagers yet. But I want to teach my kids to be safe in life, but to also experience life, because I had a mom who was always very overprotective about those kind of things. And I think I had my own fears and my own anxieties and things like that, and did not know that I had ADHD. And at this point, I've officially been diagnosed with ADHD. But sometimes I wonder if I have autism as well, because I've got 2 kids who are both diagnosed with autism, and my son has ADHD. And when my son was diagnosed with ADHD, it wasn't until like a year or so or 2 later, which was sad because it was after my dad passed away. It was my last parent alive, that I was like, hey, there's got to be a genetic component. And the funny thing is, I already thought that there was a genetic component because my husband's cousin is on the spectrum, is autistic. And I just, for most of the beginning parts of this time being a mom, I just kept thinking, oh, it's a gene that came probably from my husband's side of the family. But I have a strong spidey sense, whatever you want to call it, spicy sense. And I've said it on many videos that I think we're all, the whole family, neurodivergent, and I could be AUDHD, which is an acronym people don't really use fully yet. But anyways, I always kind of felt a bit more emotional about things, and a more pull for like wanting to connect with people and stuff, and didn't realize that there was like a neurodivergent connection to that. This need to connect, this need for love, this need to feel accepted and understood, and learning to try to be okay with the fact that not everyone's gonna get you, not everyone's gonna like you, and that's okay. But I'm kind of crashing. 2 things are crashing into each other. I mean, I'm learning that I'm neurodivergent, but I'm also like in my late 40s and close to perimenopause. I've had a couple of cycles that have come late. I just got mine again, but it was like 37 days in, which was 12 days late, or so. So it's getting wonky. And I've been mostly a regular person my whole life, even though they've never been comfortable, my PMS and stuff. And that's something people who hear about periods but don't have them need to know is that it's not always the menstrual cycle that's terrible. I mean, of course, in the beginning, you're weak, you're tired, whatever. It's different for everyone. But for me, it's like just the time 2 weeks before, there's a lot of muscular weakness and stuff. And I was doing these scans, these MRI scans that I talked about previously. I wanted to do them. I didn't know if they were going to help me find like issues with any muscular skeletal stuff or any neurodivergency. But I think the regular scans I took, the MRIs, I don't know if they're going to show anything. So it seems like the form, when you talk about the brain and the way it's formed, probably looks okay. The information they sent me, because you always get test results sent to you before your doctor even talks to you anymore, and of course it's the chronic, everything looks fine, at least that's what I'm interpreting from reading it. So I think I might need one of those like brain tests that actually like goes after looking at the function of the brain, because for me it's like I need to know what's going on with the brain and the nervous system especially, and what's causing all this muscular pain. I did look up something, because I told many doctors, I even would tell masseurs and different people that I mean, maybe it was always there, but I always felt it more acutely during my PMS cycle, where I would feel weak in the wrists and hands all the way up to like maybe elbows, and same with knees all the way down to feet. Not that I don't feel weakness anywhere else in my body, but those are like they're more the prominent areas. And I looked it up. It's something called distal myopathy. Distal myopathy. And my mom had hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, which was a heart thing. And I've tested at Kaiser previously for the MYH7 gene, which has to do with hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. And I feel like there could be a mitochondrial thing. Something's causing issues with the way I process medication, the way I detox in my liver, I think. Because at one point I had non-alcoholic fatty liver. I'm going to start seeing an allergist because I'm curious about mast cell activation and all that stuff, and histamine and stuff. I don't know if I have POTS, but there's definitely a weakness in my body, and a low energy, and a really hard to like maintain functioning energy and mobility. It's probably why I've been doing a lot more yoga lately. It's been quite a while since I've been able to do like full on like big movement in my Zumba class. I still go and I try to be mobile, but yeah, I just it's a lot of like feeling good for like maybe a week, and maybe being able to like attack a dance class and feel like woo, with like 2 or 3 weeks or more of like, not knowing how I feel or having to go a lot slower and stuff. So mobility, also hypermobility is a question, because I think I've been told I'm hypermobile. But being able to move, move without pain in the pelvis and back, I'm gonna look into that too. Finding out what's going on with the fact that I go to sleep and I wake up like feeling really heavy, not just tired but heavy. Like, is it a circulation issue? I don't know, but something's just not processing the way it should. Now I think it could have gotten worse since COVID, and of course getting older and probably reaching PMS. But I know that I've probably had this cycle through quite a bit through the luteal phase and the premenstrual phase. And so it's definitely a part of me, always has been. Like my sister can do weights fine, and I just feel like, oh my God, these 3 pounds are heavy, or this door is heavy. It's a lot more for me. I have to do it more supported, like in a springboard class at Pilates or something. That works so much better. So I'm still on a journey to figure it out. First we figured out ADHD. Do we have EDS? Do we have POTS? Do we have some sort of other muscular issue? We're still figuring it out. And so it's okay to be sad.